They talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness. They talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness, talking all of this madness. They talking all of this madness.
What's up, everybody? You are listening to the Matt Madness Network. I'm your host for the night, Ayla and Lloyd. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Yes, thank you. I'm joined by number 7, Dirty Dominic, Eric Trembicki. How you doing, baby?
Oh, I'm here. I'm good.
Oh, you're feeling yourself. So as always, guys, subscribe on all podcast platforms and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thumbs up, turn on your post notifications, and leave a comment and subscribe, like I said at the top. So we've been going for a while, so a lot has happened while we were gone. So Evolution happened this past weekend. The ladies tore it up. Clap it up for the ladies. We have daughters. Clap it up. If you have a daughter, clap it up. Not blowing kisses, Eck. All right, All In happened as well. Back to the ladies. Tony and Mercedes tore it up. Clap it up.
Yes, they did. My world champion.
Our tribal chief returned.
Acknowledge me.
And he's also
OTC1. What do you like the new acronym? What do you think?
I hate it. I don't know.
I'm so confused.
We'll have to get the explanation behind that. Also, he's going to star in Street Fighter as Akuma. So salute the ring for that. And he's going to be joined by our strong black king, Cody Raheem Rhodes, who's going to be playing Guile in that movie. And we're finally going to get Roman against his doppelganger, Jason Momoa, side by side, eventually in that movie. So I'm looking forward to that. We got Chelsea Green accepting promposals. We had that happen. Sad shit. Adam Cole career in question. Seth Rollins got hurt. We were talking about the top of the show, so Rollins got hurt. And of course, we had this is wild, but we got Ric Flair taking shits on himself at bars and getting thrown out on the floor. Yes, that's what I said. We really got that happening. And something that I find appalling. We got Jelly Roll allegedly teaming with Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And
you didn't say that.
Wait till you see him hit a shooting star splash.
You did not just say that.
I said it, Book. Yeah, so a lot happened while we were gone. So what have you been up to, my guy?
Man, you know me. Always a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Moving around, shucking and jiving, a whole bunch of noise. Also, by the way, in wrestling terms, when you need to complain or if you want to be bitching, the new term for that would be Goldberging.
Goldberging. I'll let you talk about that because you did in a little bit because you did bring that to my attention and I could have cared less. So we'll get to that a little later. Did you watch anything else other than we talked about? You watched the weekly stuff. I know you talked about All In. Did you catch anything else?
Did watch All In. Did watch Evolution Saturday night's main event. I only seen the main event. Haven't got through NXT yet, but I did see the majority of this week's weekly programming, and obviously Monday Night Raw. But
okay, so for me, I watched pretty much this. I didn't watch All In. I just watched the 2 matches that you told me to watch. I did watch the Great American Bash, which I thought was excellent, by the way. The NXT title match, I thought was like the biggest throwaway thing, but that match was actually really, really good. And I'll get to this in a little bit as well, but I'm a stand for JC Jane, and I was so happy that her and Fallon got the main event because when the show started, they said that was the main event. I thought I misheard them, but it actually ended up being the main event. But
tag match, right?
Yeah, and they delivered. I really think that match was really good. It was a great way to kind of bookend the weekend. The weekend.
So Blake Monroe's first match is the main event.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And she got the pinfall of a JC Jane. And then, like I said, perfect way to jump right into Evolution, the women main event Saturday afternoon. And then you jump right into Evolution. And JC Jane had a good showing at Evolution too, and I'll get to that in a little bit as well. I'm very mad at myself for not watching this. I have to pull up the name of the show, but have you seen the preview of Thaddeus? The show's called King's Court. Thaddeus aka Titus O'Neil, on that dating show on Peacock.
Have not. Is he actually in it?
Yes, he is a bachelor on this show on the preview. And it's along with Carlos Boozer, I believe Tyson Beckford. I was meaning to watch just the first episode just so I could see Thaddeus in action and see how Titus Worldwide actually performs with the ladies. But so I might have that for you next time we're here. But I'm very upset at myself.
Is there a correlation between that and Evolution?
No, it's just the fact it's wrestler related because he's a former wrestler. So
Got
it's
it,
somewhat wrestling related. Also something small wrestling related. I did see Superman, excellent movie, and John Cena has like a 20-second cameo in it. So it's somewhat wrestler related as well. All right. So I guess we'll jump right into it. I guess we will start in AEW land. So we had Adam Cole relinquish the TNT championship at All In. Didn't quite disclose his injury, but did say he will be gone for a long time, and he's not sure when he will be back. And I'll let you take this first. What are your thoughts on Adam Cole possibly being out for an extended period of time, or maybe not coming back at all?
Man, it's definitely sad. It's extremely unfortunate. I don't want to dwell on it too much just because I don't want to be dark or say anything too negative. His entire run in AEW has been unfortunately lackluster. I do think this is a continuation of another issue with concussions, which is why he missed a year already in the past. It's just a shame. It's him, Roddy, and Kyle getting back together. It's kind of been a mess, honestly. I love that they all turned face, but they were all part of Undisputed Kingdom, and then Bennett and Taven. I don't know. Maybe I just don't watch the product enough, but they disappeared unless something happened on Collision, and then they got dropped from that name, and then they came up with a worse name, and are now the Paragon. And then for them to be the Paragon for a few weeks, and again, not trying to be negative, but Adam Cole said in the week leading up to All In, he was interviewed and they asked him how they think his title run's been. And I think he gave it an A. I constantly forgot he was TNT champion. It's, again, not trying to be negative on him. It's just, it's all very unfortunate. Yeah, sucks. Obviously, nobody wants to see a grown man out there talking about his livelihood or career and be there in the tears with his best friends on pay-per-view. But
yeah, so when I watched this, it was hard to watch because you can kind of see him trying to keep it together during his entrance, and even when he did the boom or whatever, he was kind of like getting choked up. He didn't say much. It wasn't a long a relatively long segment, but it was actually really sad to watch because, like you said, his AEW run, he couldn't really catch a break. And with AEW, things are so like I don't know how to actually put it. I don't want to say hot and cold, but in his AEW run, he was a part of probably one of the best things they did in the company with Better Than You, Baby. And the worst thing was the devil things, and then Undisputed Kingdom thing, which was awful, in my opinion. Like you said, you forgot he was even TNT champion.
Outside of the concussion, I forgot. He wasn't just going from the concussion. Oh, he was Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion, which came to an end due to stepping off the stage, and obviously that leg injury that came along with that, which really just completely demolished that feud.
Yeah, it did. There was a bunch of speculation, like the whole devil thing. It brought a lot of intrigue to the show on a weekly basis. But when we found out it was him, like, okay, it's good that it's him, but unfortunately you're hurt. And then after that, I remember the promo after that, me and you were like, what the fuck are they talking about? That makes absolutely positively no sense. Yeah. And then he comes back or whatever. It's always good to see him back. But I think me and you are going to pretty much.
There's so much lost parts about it. Again, I brought up the Undisputed Kingdom thing when that started. I mean, they they left you thinking that, okay, cool, maybe one day he'll be the world champion, which obviously didn't happen, but okay, he was going to use Wardlow to go get that belt, and unfortunately, where the fuck is Wardlow? Haven't seen him
Exactly.
since.
Yeah, and I think me and you will be in 100% agreement that Adam Cole is the face of the biggest era in NXT.
Top
Ben,
two, if not number one.
yeah, definitely. If you want to say Johnny Gargano, fine, but
I
Adam
won't
Cole,
even say that. Adam Cole of that era, but I still kind of a little fonder of that Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens era.
yeah, the Adam Cole era in NXT was definitely was incredible. And then the sad thing is like when his contract was up, they really tried to make him a manager. Well, Vince really wanted he saw nothing with him. It was like speculated for weeks, like what are they going to do? Why do you have to kind of sit down with somebody like Adam Cole to discuss his future, and then you want to make him Keith Lee's manager? Like really?
Yeah, and it's one
That's
of those
wild.
things that it's sad as all this is. It's probably for the best that he never made it. He never made it there because cool. It's one of the top 5 greatest NXT what ifs. You could probably name 20 people that only ever had a match in NXT and never made it to the main roster, or they were just there for a couple guest appearances. Somebody like a James Storm, a Jushin Thunder Liger. The list goes on and on and on. But he's part of those people that got away that didn't. I obviously he had that match on SmackDown with I believe Daniel Bryan, but he wasn't part of the main roster. He was representing NXT as NXT champion at the time.
Yeah. Another thing that happened at All In, and this was most anticipated by us, we have Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm. Toni Storm retaining her AEW Women's World Championship. I think me and you were the very few that picked Toni Storm to win, because we did say this when the match first started.
Because we smart.
Yeah. So kudos.
10 plus years of friendship made us smart.
Yeah. So kudos to us on that one. It was definitely a highly anticipated match. It had that big match feel. I love Mercedes' entrance and all the cheerleaders wearing her belts. I thought that was great.
The cheerleaders nod was awesome.
Yeah, I love that, and the fact that she didn't come to the ring with any belts because the focus was the AEW Women's World Championship. I did really enjoy that. And me and you, we were really hard on Mercedes on her initial debut. Maybe the first, I guess you say first half year in AEW, because she came in middle of the year. It was not working. Nothing was hit. Nothing was hidden. It seemed to be doing a little too much. Brought the Camille thing in with Jordan Camille, that flopped. The character stuff wasn't working. It was a little too much, but I think we came to the agreement that she's kind of back to the basics and what we all kind of really loved about her. And go ahead.
One tidbit. I definitely think what has worked the best for her is what she's most known for is her in-ring work, is what I think really won her fan base back, won the naysayers back. And I know for me, definitely some of the the matches she's had the past 3 or so months was like, okay, this might be Mercedes Moné on TV, but that's Sasha Banks in the ring.
Yeah, even as far as like personality, I kind of see like Sasha Banks is kind of back. It's not too much over the top as it was originally. It was like, and we were just like, all right, that's too much. Kind of got to tone it back a bit. But it was a great showing. It was not a fancy match. It was a wrestling match, which I really did enjoy. Not a bunch of pop-up circumstance. I thought this match delivered. Definitely a women's match of the year contender. What are your thoughts on this?
Match was awesome. Definitely lived up to the hype, exceeded expectations. The right result helped, and it's going to be in that match of the year conversation, as a lot of the matches from this weekend will be.
Yeah, we got the kiss, but it was a Hollywood kiss. As close to the lips as possible, but even though it was still a great match, I'm definitely glad we actually did get that as well. And I'm looking forward to we'll see what's next, because the hard thing about her is, since she has all these titles, like this is another reason that I thought she was going to lose, because she's holding all this belt. She can't and this is my problem if anybody has multiple titles. If you beat them, it's like, all right, you beat them for this, but it's like, all right, now they got to
What about
lose
yeah?
everything. They got to lose everything else. And granted, there's only two titles that are actually on TV, but it's just like she'll noticeably just come out with less and less and things like that. So essentially, she'll go on this extensively long losing streak, and it's noticeable, and that doesn't really kind of like benefit anybody in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, if she got 6 belts, which obviously only 5 of them are defended. If 5 people beat her, hey, cool. Well, you're the 5 people that beat somebody that didn't lose a match for over a year.
Yeah, and then we got Athena. She won the Battle Royal, so she will be able to challenge Toni Storm. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. If you have
she teased it tonight on Dynamite, but she leaned over Billy Starks like as if she picked a date. Like, hey, it could be tonight, could be this February, could be All Out, could be boop boop boop. But they already starting that speculation, which good for her. Kind of excited, like the TNT champion or the TBS champion couldn't beat the Women's World Champion, but what if the Ring of Honor World Champion could? Because I don't know. I mean, just she's the longest reigning champion in Ring of Honor's history. So 20 plus year company, a female. That's not just, and that company didn't even have a women's belt forever, and she's out there holding it longer than any tag champion, any period champion, any TV champion, any world champion, men's world champion of all time. So maybe she's the one. She seems unbeatable at the time.
And then the interesting thing is, you talked about the match that she had with Mercedes had with Athena. They always go back to that because Athena still also has gold herself, and Mercedes might actually want that. So you can definitely go back to that. I'm not sure if Mercedes was on Dynamite tonight, but I'm interested to see what they actually do with Mercedes. I'm looking forward to Toni Storm and Athena as well. And the main event at All In was Adam Hangman Page defeating Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship.
Texas Death.
Yeah, Texas Death with some help from Swerve. And by the way, Swerve, got to salute to Swerve because he had an excellent match and helping
He's
Adam
the EVP
Hangman
now.
Page. Was he a part? Oh, so that was for him and Osprey to become EVP.
It says it online. I don't think they're actually supposed to be, but they did do some cool segments tonight where, like, rather than pulling up in a limo, the Bucks pulled up in a Nissan Maxima.
That's awesome.
Good. And having their locker room, they were put in a closet.
Also, salute to Swerve because he came out to his old theme song by Shaka Khan, and it was sung by the lovely JoJo.
Dougie quack quack.
Always good to see JoJo sing, and she sung him to the ring. And I don't have much to say about this because I have not been following this closely, but I will say the video package kind of sold me on the whole Hangman angle because there's nothing better to me than a redemption story. You write
beautiful face turn.
Yeah, you're trying to right your wrongs, make right with people. That's something that I always admire. You can always make right with people. If they accept it, that's one thing, but you could always make it right on your end. And him trying to make things right with Swerve, I thought was actually really well. And Swerve helping him and giving him the salute to end the night, I thought was actually really good storytelling. The match, extremely long.
Extremely violent. But like you would expect in a main event for AEW's world title.
Yeah, extremely, extremely long, extremely violent. I do have a nitpick. I really wanted JR to call Marina Shafir Jezebel. That's minor, but I really, other than that, in the lens, that was my only nitpick. But I thought it was a violent match. I thought it was actually what everything that it actually had to be. And I'm looking forward to see what we actually get from here, at least. So I'll kind of keep my eye out a little more for what Hangman's going to do next, especially with this whole redemption arc that he's actually doing right now.
He opened the show with a nice segment, basically, and a nice speech where he put over pretty much everyone that has faced the Death Riders since they won the title. As like a thank you to them. Thanks for their help during this whole thing. And it is pretty cool because somebody he mentioned Jay White, who's been out with injury for months. There was a point where okay, cool. I like Jay White. I've always liked Jay White. I liked him, in Bullet Club in Japan. Okay, cool. That could have been the right guy. He's young, he's a world champ, could be a world champion. He could right AEW is I'm not Will Ospreay's biggest fan, so I was like, I want anyone but him. But I really think maybe it should be like a homestay of AEW. Like it should be like a Kenny Omega. And unfortunately he was busy in the mid card or doing other things, so it wasn't him. If it wasn't gonna be him, Kenny Omega or Hangman Adam Page is literally the best person it possibly could be.
All right, so that was AEW from the weekend, and Sunday night was all about the ladies. As I talked about at the top of the show, salute to the ladies on Sunday for tearing it up.
Got
Now,
one word for you.
what?
Showstopper.
I agree, and I will take this first. So I'm glad we didn't record last week because I was going to shit on this whole thing. The build was extremely lackluster. They did not officially announce this to give this any time to build anything. And I thought the entire build was just like, all right, well, they had a thing going on a little while ago, so we'll do this. And
we did this 6 years ago. We'll do it again.
Not even that, because I thought at the last Evolution, they announced that like at the beginning of August. And their first match they announced was SummerSlam weekend. So SummerSlam weekend, they announced Alexa versus Trish, but Alexa got hurt. So the match got changed a couple of times. But that was announced in August, and Evolution was in the middle of October. This, I believe, got announced.
End of October, I think.
Yeah. And this got announced like in June, officially. Like it was all speculation that was going to happen. And they didn't officially do this until like June. So they didn't get enough time to build. Because I remember last time Mickey James was saying they didn't get the proper build or whatever. I disagreed. But this time, 100%. Not the greatest build ever. Like Rhea and Io, that was like a built-in story already. But it's like, all right, you could have like lent into this more. Jay and Naomi, that was already something going on. And then you got
or both world champions, like just saying, hey, like for this, I don't want to say glorified house show or for this all-female Saturday night main event, but it's going to be on Sunday. Hey, we'll, we're the women's champion. We're going to just pick our opponent. Very thrown together was the feel to me.
Yeah. So I was completely going to just destroy Hunter. Well, homage for that, but you did fucking good, Hunter. Because I'm gonna take this first because I'm saying this right now. This was the PLE of the year for WWE.
So far, for sure.
And if you disagree with me, you could debate your mother because this was excellent because everything hit in the first Evolution. You could sit there and say like the card wasn't that great either, but that show delivered. From the opening tag match on the first Evolution. There's a 6-woman tag on the first Evolution. The Battle Royal with that Nia Jax when we raved about. This from top to bottom was fantastic. The opener triple threat match, amazing for the WYC title. JC Jane tore it up. I talked about at the top of the show. She had an amazing weekend. She tore it up with
future TNA Women's Champ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope so. I hope she's coming around with 2 straps, even though I think that will end by DQ. But JC Jane, she's not a lot. The audience isn't that familiar with her, and I told her she main evented the Bash now, and she's the second match at Evolution.
Shout out to the crowd, by the way, top to finish of the show.
The crowd was excellent as well. Like even when Bailey's hyping him up from the opening match, but back to the NXT Women's Title match, JC Jane, amazing showing in that match. I thought Trish and Tiff, both Schomburg and Young John was excellent. I thought that match was really good. I did. Trish's second best match, in my opinion. Her first is Charlotte from SummerSlam 2019. I'll talk about that maybe a little later. But
what about Victoria and Survivor Series?
That's number 3.
Oh my!
That's number 3. And I said I talked about the Battle Royal. A Battle Royal got a lengthy amount of time, and it was able to
shout
showcase
out Lash Legend.
Yes. She had an excellent showing in that match, and everything hit.
Every strap on her. They Parker for
get your mouth the gutter. They had everything work that night, and to top it off, the main event. Let me not get there. Jade and Naomi. I could have cared less, but then the inclusion of Bianca Belair from Saturday Night's main event as the referee, and Bianca played her role very well. Even after the match, Bianca has this sad look on her face, like she was crying, like she just
that no holds bar match delivered.
It
Whether
did.
you were
It was
interested or
excellent.
not,
It was great. It was great. And but the inclusion of Bianca, that little thing actually propelled that match, because they talked about it on commentary. Bianca hasn't talked to Naomi; she's avoided her, and Bianca is like, "Well, Jade, if you knew Naomi did it, why didn't you tell me so you can help me out?" So there's a lot of questions left to be answered with that. Like I said, like that blank stare Bianca had after she was raising Jade's hand, and they still didn't even speak. The only time they spoke was during the match, if she's asking Jade if she wants to continue. Excellent storytelling, worked perfectly. And I said the main event, EL Rhea, women's match of the year contender as well, tore it up all over the crowd. And then I also think that the swerve of Naomi cashing in and leaving as the women's champion was a great way to end the night, because Naomi, we talked about it.
We didn't see it happen.
She's turned heel.
It was one of the greatest surprise cash-ins in a long time.
Yeah. So your thoughts on Evolution, if I left anything on the table?
I'm going to go with the cherry on top. Women's division alone. Name a better cash-in.
I don't think there has been.
There hasn't. There has not.
I do not think there has been,
and obviously the men's Money in the Bank has been around 10 plus years longer. Some years with 2 men's briefcases. That's in their top 5 cash-ins, period.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree.
It ain't number 5.
I agree. And Naomi on Raw was amazing as well. Amazing. She was amazing on Raw as well.
On these after shows is amazing too.
Yeah, it's right. Like she telling the people like, you better clap for me. And
by the way, give Big E his own talk show.
he could do it. He can do
anything.
He sure can. But like I said, Naomi on Raw was amazing. Talking about she doesn't even know what Io's saying. I thought it was really fun. Now we have the triple threat match at SummerSlam for the women's world title. So I'm looking forward to it. But women clap. I can't applaud you guys enough. My applause button can't go long enough.
It went, I think it was questionable, like with the crappy build. When's the third one going to be? With how good that was, with how good the crowd was, with the minimal effort booking put into it and that good reaction, we're seeing one next year.
I hope so. I hope it's a yearly thing, because at this point, with these new WIC and US titles and tag titles, you can actually do that, because you'll be able to showcase. You can showcase them on their own show.
Get that NXT
with their own pay-per-view.
NXT NA title in there.
Yep. So
call it.
Yeah. So I'm all for it, and I hope it comes local, because I would definitely go. Leah was very excited to watch this. I'm not sure if she watched the whole thing, because she had to leave because the night of she had to go to bed, and then I was told that she turned it on the next morning, but then they had to leave, and she was not happy that she had to turn it off. And I do not know if she revisited it since. But when I told her Bianca came back Sunday morning, she was ecstatic. So
beautiful.
so I'll have to see if she actually watched it, and I have to sit back and watch it with her. All right. And the sad news of the weekend was Seth Rollins' knee injury. That happened on Saturday's night main event, his match against LA Knight. And they're keeping close about the injury for Seth. And Seth was on the Rich Eisen show today. And this is what Seth had to say about his injury.
Our specialists are at. We try to take a look at the knee through some imaging. It was a little too swollen, so we're going to take another look, hopefully in a week or two here in LA, to try to get some sort of firm diagnosis, and then we can go from there. I am not a doctor. I only know my body and what I feel, and what I feel is that this is going to be me out for an extended period of time. we were talking off air
Huge
earlier.
bummer. Yeah,
And
huge bummer.
it is a bummer, but look, it is what it is. Our business moves on. This isn't the first time that I've been injured. It won't be the last time. And I've always just got WrestleMania in the back of my mind. I'm like, can I make it back for WrestleMania?
All right. So that was Seth Rollins on the Rich Eisen show talking about his injury. Now, one thing about this that I found very interesting was on Raw, Heyman's still holding a briefcase, and he says Rollins has till June. And that is something that nobody really exercises, because this is the second time somebody's been hurt with Money in the Bank. And the first time was Mr. Kennedy, and Taker was hurt. But Taker had to drop the title, but then Kennedy was also hurt but got misdiagnosed, so he had to drop the briefcase to Edge. And Kennedy, unfortunately, was back 2 months later, and since he was misdiagnosed. So you always do have a year to cash in Money in the Bank. And I think this is prime storytelling that you can actually pull off with this, with Heyman walking around with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed still holding Seth's Money in the Bank. And you would kind of have to think that Braun is going to be put into position to succeed here. And I'll let you go first. What do you think is going to happen with Seth with the briefcase and Braun Breaker while Seth's out?
Well, with that snippet, you did leave out one part, which is my favorite part of Seth's speech. TJ Jefferson or the Rich Eisen show did ask him, as a man, how are you feeling mentally and everything? Seth's spirit in that interview was great. We've always hear wrestlers always say, like, the injury, the rehab, the pain sometimes isn't the worst. It's what you go through mentally during that. He did say this isn't his first injury and it's not going to be his last, but to be like the focal point on Raw, one of the most important guys, arguably the greatest active wrestler in the square circle when the bell rings, and to be out like that or an injury he's already had, it's got to suck. I'm glad to hear his spirit's good. I was very much looking forward to Raw to see exactly how this is all going to go. I think this means, come on, let's hot shot Braun. Got to get him right up. But him and Bronson were just tagging. Are we going to see them keep tagging? Does he become A and Bronson becomes B? Does this group demolish? I'm interested in seeing how this does go. It was cool to hear, Heyman speak up and, bring up, the thing about the year you mentioning, and people not bring that up all the time. Last time Paul Heyman was associated with the briefcase was when Brock Lesnar had it. If you recall, Brock even said something about weight. He threw the mic at Heyman. He's like, I have a year to cash this thing in. Just being that thing. Yeah, I don't know. I hope a speedy recovery for Rollins, and this definitely, with all the questions looming, makes everything must see for the next several weeks for sure.
Yeah, and I think the perfect way to do this is like I said, Braun gets the rocket ship. Everything for him gets pushed up. And I could see Braun being world champion, or Seth or Braun in the world title match and Seth returning and cashes in during Braun's opportunity. Because like I said, you talked about it. You also said it. This is the setup, Braun and Seth. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen with that, because Braun is the next face of the company.
Yeah, whether it be April, May, or June. What about Braun finally wins it right then, and then Seth comes in and cashes in? Gimme.
All right. So we're finally going to get to the advertised content. So we're going to have a top 10 greatest SummerSlam matches
Party
of
of
all
the
time
summer.
for you guys. So I'll let you take this one first. What is your number?
Always
10?
got to go first because my list is always sloppy. Have fun with this list. All right. This would be the only match on my list that I did not watch live when it happened. I'm going to go, it says 95, but I think it's 94. But let's just call it 95. 1995 SummerSlam ladder match. Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon.
That is not on my list.
I know.
It was close, but my number 10 is also a ladder match, and my number 10 is Triple H and The Rock from
Oh my God, how
SummerSlam
do I
98.
call
One
it
of the-
honorable mention? I even saw when we were getting ready that you had this one thing. I changed mine. Same number 10.
so
Better ladder match.
since the inception of this show, I've always
This is
raved about this
98, right?
Yes. So since the inception of the show, I've always raved about this match. The importance of like the way you can get over one ladder. This is before the huge ladders, and there were ladders lined up across all over the ring. This is just one ladder. Psychology around the match, fantastic. This was early on in their careers. We talked about this for years when it comes to these two.
It's WWE versus TKO.
It really is. So we talked about this kind of like the growth of these two. You know, they fight for the Intercontinental title, and then eventually it goes up to the world title, and they were always fighting each other to get one up on another. But this match is definitely a match that I think everybody should check out if you have not, and because this match is almost 30 years old. So
Nation versus DX.
yes, so a lot of younger listeners and younger watchers probably have not seen this match, but I highly recommend you guys watching it. So that's my number 10, Triple H and The Rock.
Two important good figures.
SummerSlam 98.
My number 9, I'm going to 2011. Champion versus champion. Big match, John Cena versus the voice of the voiceless. CM Punk becomes the undisputed WWE champion. Just to get cashed in on right after.
That is not on my list.
I know.
All right, so my number 9 is going to be CM Punk and Brock Lesnar from SummerSlam 2013. It was always intriguing when we knew Paul was managing both these guys at the same time. We were kind of always wondering when these two were actually going to clash. And at Money in the Bank 13, I was there. We had the Paul Heyman heel turn on CM Punk as Punk was going to climb the ladder to win Money in the Bank. And this match, fantastic. You know, Brock Lesnar, when doing this list, you'll kind of see who Mr. SummerSlam is and the best performers at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar definitely is one of the best 4 performers at a SummerSlam. And this match is a match I highly recommend everybody watching. Early on in Brock's WWE second run, and one of Punk's final big matches before he ends up leaving the company. And by the way, Punk's worst haircut and hairstyle and beard ever.
It's Wolverine, boy.
the Hugh Jackman, terrible. But that's my number 9, CM Punk versus Brock from SummerSlam 13.
I like this match only a hair more than you because CM Punk versus Brock, my number 8.
All right.
Not much more to say about it than you didn't already say. I'm just going to say Punk delivered, given all his injuries, everything he was going through. Let's call that match August, September, October, November, December, January. 5 months later, he's quitting pro wrestling for 7 years. Hurt up against a literal killer, somebody that could kill him with his bare hands. And he delivered, and for us true Punk fans, especially then, you thought, maybe there's a chance. He didn't just be Taker, blah, 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 but maybe. So, yeah, great match.
So was he sorry for 2004? I don't know if you call my reference or not. All right.
Wait, did I stutter?
No, you said you named every month in your statement.
Oh my God.
So my number 8 is a match I've always talked about, and it does not get the credit it deserves because the match ended in disqualification. But it is Stone Cold and Kurt Angle from SummerSlam 2001. At the height of the invasion angle, no pun intended, but everything culminated very nicely here because you did have Kurt Angle and Austin, like the fun, goofy stuff. You know, we didn't really take Kurt Angle quite that seriously at that point in time. Stone Cold was actually kind of like being soft when it came to soft, showing a different side, not being the old Stone Cold. So, and also we had that promo from Vince saying, "Yeah, how I need the old Stone Cold," and or whatever, and that kind of pushed him over the edge to join the alliance. But this match, fantastic. Kurt's entrance coming out as pissed off as he is. It's all about business. One of his three eyes did show in this match, and that's the intensity, because this match was awesome. Kurt Angle on it the entire time.
This show's fire.
What? 01?
So, yeah.
It was. There was another match that is in my honorable mention from this show, but but we had Austin showing he could not beat Kurt Angle. Austin taking out 3 refs. Angle with the crimson mask holding the ankle lock on him, and Austin keep tapping. Then Nick Patrick screws Kurt Angle at the end. Kurt Angle thinks he's won, but he doesn't. A match I definitely recommend everybody watching.
After your number 6,
but it just ends in
the
the
honorable mentions.
All right, but it definitely ends in this. But the only kicker, it ends in disqualification, so it does not get the credit it deserves. So my number 8 is Stone Cold Kurt Angle from SummerSlam 2001.
Definitely on your list. My number 7, AJ Styles versus John Cena.
Okay.
Match was phenomenal. That
Pun
shirt
intended.
Cena's wearing is phenomenal. Is that the PBR one? No, that's the one after the PBR.
No, it is the PBR
It
one. Because remember, they tried to cease and desist.
I don't think it.
That's it.
I think that's the one after the cease and desist. The PBR one was a square logo. That's circular.
You know what? No. So
right.
they tried. No. So this is what happened. So they did try, because the PBR one came out. They did try. Then they made another version that was.
I bid on it on eBay once in a while. I'm just frugal.
Yeah, so they did change it, but then I remember we went to Battleground that night. They said you can't Cena made a post that you can't cease and desist me. So there was a story with that T-shirt. I like this match a lot more than you do, and I'll get to that.
I'm sure of it. You're gonna hate the top 5 on my list, but we'll get to that.
All right. So we at 7.
You're 7.
So my number 7 is brother versus brother inside the cage, Brett and Owen. Inside Big Blue, family affair. Like I said, this match, if you're under the age of 30, you probably will not care. But this was actually really good match.
Age of 40, we probably don't care. You're just trying to put something in to pander to high school teachers from Jersey that worship Ultimate Warrior.
Well, he might fall in love with me because there's more to go. But this
92. Here we go.
But this match was excellent. Like I said, it's about psychology.
Great honorable mention.
a lot of psychology in this match.
I was 3. What do you want from me?
And a lot of psychology in this match, and definitely match I think everybody should actually go out and seek. But like I said, if you're under the age of 30, you may not care. But my number 7 is Brett and Owen in the cage from SummerSlam 94.
My number 6 is probably in your honorable mentions, or it's number 1. Las Vegas. I mean, what do I think? I hope this was the squash one. Brock versus Cena.
That's not on my list. That was in LA.
I was in Vegas when I watched it.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. So my number 6 is going to be Bret Hart and Kurt Hennig from SummerSlam 91. A match.
Jeez. Guy called Pash for his list.
An excellent match between these two. If you rewatch this, commentary is perfect. The coach on the outside is perfect. No pun, all puns intended. Kurt Hennig was perfect. Bret was perfect in this match. I highly recommend.
OG member of the Wolfpack.
I highly recommend everybody watching this. This match still holds up, by the way. So I don't think anybody under the age of 30 would not find this match entertaining.
I am not going to Goldberg about rewatching this match. I will rewatch it.
Excellent match. Excellent match. And we talked about the faces of SummerSlam. You're seeing right now, and there's a running theme that Bret Hart is a running face of SummerSlam. So that's my number 6. Bret in perfect for the IC title. Now you want to get into some honorable mentions.
I'm going to go over some important ones. Cage matches, you just went over one that you didn't watch live when it happened. You know, 20 plus years later, rewatched and were impressed. But when I was a kid, I thought the tag titles being on the line over a blood feud, two brothers standing up for each other, two real life blood brothers, Undertaker and Kane, unifying the tag
You
title.
got to be kidding me.
Was you kidding me? With
You
the
gotta
chain
be
at the
kidding
top.
me.
Sarah tatted on the neck. Thank God there was no H in the way she spelled it. Come on.
You got to be kidding me.
Come on.
I feel like JR when he was yelling at Paul Heyman in the beginning of that match. I don't know if you remember, but there was
Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
when
Booker
DDP
T dropping the title to Booker to The Rock.
when DDP and Kanyon came out, Paul Heyman said, in his opinion, the greatest tag team champions of all time. JR loses his shit. He's like, you can't mean that. You can't mean that. He loses his mind.
Mm-hmm. Peak JR.
You got any other ones?
Yeah, tons. Dolph Ziggler versus Goldberg.
Oh, stop.
Oh, my bad. You wanted me to be serious, but yeah, Booker T versus The Rock, underrated, good match. What Booker? A sleeper of Booker T's. Nah, that's the only one that matters. That cage match, y'all sleeping.
All right, so for me, I had Shawn Michaels and Razor in the ladder match. I also had Randy Orton and Christian from 2011.
Can't believe that wasn't number one on your list.
I had CM Punk and Jeff Hardy from 2009 TLC match.
Thought that'd be on your list.
Charlotte and Trish from 2019. I had Brett and Taker from 97. I had RVD and Jeff Hardy from 01 in the ladder match. And I had Mankind and Hunter Hearst Helmsley in the cage in 97.
That is actually a good cage.
So those are all my honorable mentions.
Oh, this is about to get good now. My number 5. Kurt Angle versus Steve Austin. 01 SummerSlam was fire.
All right. So
I felt it in my heart. Match delivered. Look, it's kind of like we just were talking about with Evolution. The result does matter and doesn't. Rhea and Io is match of the year. Naomi won. You get it? There was a disqualification. Kurt should have won. He's the babyface, but the match was fire. That's all I got to say.
All right. So my number 5. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to.
And I'm mad at you. You didn't have my number 4 on your honorable mentions. You are a nerd.
Well, I don't know your number 4 yet, so we'll see. I might have it higher. We don't know.
You don't. It's not on your list.
We do not know.
There's no chance. No chance.
We will have to see. Don't doubt me sometime. Do not doubt me. All right. So my number 5 is going to be. Oh, 1 second, I got locked out. My number 5 is Daniel Bryan versus John Cena from SummerSlam 13 for the WWE Championship with
Passion was better than the match.
Well, Homage as the special guest referee. The whole build-up, fantastic. Like I said, going back to that Money in the Bank 13, everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win Money in the Bank, but he didn't. Cena chooses Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan puts on an excellent performance, and one of Cena's best matches. We'll get to that at the end of the year when Cena's last match is upon us. And like the whole build of like Bryan being a B+ player, things like that.
This is 13, right?
Yes. Yes. And the whole build of them not wanting Daniel Bryan to be the face of the company and him pulling that match out of John Cena and getting that moment, and then the cash in kind of is the perfect story, the perfect end to the story, which was just the beginning. Now, everything we got after that was god awful. I don't know who was booking that shit, but we also get the Bryan moment at WrestleMania 30, the match with Triple H, and that amazing video package and the moments leading up to Daniel Bryan. winning the world title at WrestleMania 30. So my number 5 is Daniel Bryan, John Cena, SummerSlam 13.
So you just mentioned a WWE Championship match. From some of your cage matches, both are number 10. Some Intercontinental Championship matches. My honorable mention for the Tag Championship. We'll talk more about Tag Championships as we get to more at the top of the list, but we've left a very important championship off this list. So it had to come in at number 4 for the Hardcore Championship. Shane McMahon versus Steve Blackman.
Oh my God. You are such a mark. And they just uploaded that on WWE's YouTube too, by the way.
And he was just on TV.
I'm pretty sure it was today. I hope, matter of fact, we're going to get to this after this, but I hope we get a figure of the lethal weapon. By the way, I'm a huge Steve Blackman mark. All right, so my number 4.
I should have got the Stash Pages shirt they made of him a year or two ago.
So my number 4 you named earlier in the show. My number 4 is a match I was there live for, and in my worst wrestling experience ever, and that's John Cena versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam 16. The worst experience of my life at a wrestling event. It really was. But between me getting aggravated from like New York traffic, the Barclays Center is such a terrible arena. Oh my God, it's awful. And this match is what turned us around with John Cena. If anybody is a day one-ish listener, you remember the John Cena swear jar. We wouldn't even really want to say his name. But this match, like, they were booing the hell out of Cena. But, like, at the end of the day, me and Pash were next to each other. Gator just made a standing ovation. We're on our way out of the arena, and we're hearing guys outside saying, who would have thought John Cena would have had the match of the night? And me and Pash were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we came on the show last week, retired the swear jar, and became the biggest Cena marks ever as a unit. So, and this was also a time when John Cena's like phasing out a little bit. And AJ Styles was the new kid on the block and
red hot,
probably the best rookie year in WWE history, opposed to other than Kurt Angle. But he got
or Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he got that too. But he got the rocket strapped to him immediately, and the thing he had to do was beat John Cena. And I said again, we'll get to this at the end of the year eventually. But this match is what catapulted AJ Styles to the WWE Championship, which he will win the following month. So my number 4 is John Cena and AJ Styles from SummerSlam 16.
Little tidbits about this list driving me nuts. I took honorable, but something I forgot. Took my number 10, put it to honorable mentions, copied your number 10. A match we have talked about so many times. Before I get into my number 3, I am switching my 1 and 2. My number 2 is becoming my number 1. And you, excuse cover the children's ears. You fucked up. My number 3, probably your number 1, TLC 1.
All right, so we are
Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian for the tag titles.
So I am still torn because I can easily switch my 3 and 1.
That's wild. The 2's got to be 2.
No, so the 2 would move to 1 for me.
Okay.
So you know what? So this is what I'm gonna do because I think I have more of an emotional attachment
to this.
No,
I'm talking. My number 1 is emotional attachment.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back to this. Do you have anything else to say about this, real quick?
Chef's kiss. This is 1998 King of the Ring. This is when you and I were growing up, your friend that never watched wrestling, you put this one. This is Crash and Burn. This is 6 people grabbing the brass ring, shattering the glass ceiling. This is making 6 wrestlers superstars. This is one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. Not SummerSlam history, of all time.
All right, so I'm switching. I'm making a switch. So my number 3 is going to be Bret and Bulldog from SummerSlam 91 for the 92 for the Intercontinental title.
Great match. I should have put in my honorable mentions.
It should be on your list because this match is a masterpiece. And the fact that
Especially one of them was on crack.
exactly that's my point. That's why this was originally number 1.
What a mark.
Because I
With
rewatched
no emotional attachment.
No, I rewatched this match, and when you know the context behind this, Bret is a fucking legend just for this alone. he really is. To call a match to somebody that's high, like we got to salute Bret Hart. I prefer. This
Goldberg could never.
This was fantastic, and like I said, like Bulldog high as a kite, but Bret pulled that match out, and you couldn't even tell. A complete masterpiece by Bret Hart. So my number 3 is the Intercontinental title match between Bret and Bulldog from SummerSlam 91.
Is our number 10 and our number 2 the same match?
Number 10?
No, I'm sorry. Our number 10s were the same matches, and our number 2, are they the same match?
They're not. So your number 3
was the triangle or the
TLC match. So
I'll
I'll just jump back to that. So that will be my number 2 is a TLC match. So for me, that's an emotional attachment to this match. Other than the edge spear from the ladder and the Spike and Rhino involvement, this match, in my opinion, is better than TLC 2. And I think we actually, if anybody wants to listen to this, this is in the audio feed in our archives, not YouTube. It's in the podcast feed on iTunes. We did go back in time and review this years back, but I believe I said that during that show. This match is fantastic. I remember when Mick Foley announced this match on Raw. I remember watching it, getting goosebumps. Thinking about it, and it was in North Carolina, so I was all hyped for the Hardys to win. They don't win.
I had
win
the
following
VHS,
month.
I had the DVD.
I had the VHS as well, and like this was like a VHS I wanted like really bad because at this time the VHS tapes were still like $40-$50. It's like the WWF ones. They didn't drop in price to they didn't drop to $20 until like November, December, because I got Armageddon and Survivor Series VHSs because they came out at the same time. So I believe it's like around late December is when the price actually did change. But this was like a sought after tape because all stores didn't carry them. So like I had a Suncoast. Suncoast had them all, and this was like $50. And like I begged my Aunt Deb. Shout out to my Aunt Deb. We go shout out to Aunt Deb. Aunt Deb bought me this for Christmas, and I was ecstatic. And this I did not turn this off. I rewatched this thing so much, but definitely a memory that I will not forget. In this match, in these 6 people, these 6 men, including Lita, fantastic match, and will forever stand the test of time. This is still probably the best TLC match to this day, 25 years later, believe it or not. So go ahead, Nick, what's your number 2?
My number 2 comes from 2002. The Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels making his grand return to the squared circle after 4 years, facing his literal best friend. His best friend, your favorite wrestler of all time, Paul Levesque, telling Shawn's family, his wife, his mother, his father, I'll take care of your boy, I'll take care of your husband. And they went out there and they beat the literal shit out of each other. It was magic. The table spots inside the ring, outside the ring, commentary table, Shawn not even being in ring gear, the feel-good moment of the win, Triple H to take the heat right back and get the nasty sledgehammer blow. It is, and this will be something I will go back to. I think there's other terms we can use too. It is feel-good wrestling, guilty pleasure wrestling. It's very rewatchable. It is, like we said with the TLC match, it is something therapeutic. You can always go back. You can rewatch. It's timeless. It's evergreen. It's 23 years old and can watch it forever. Similar to your number 3, the 92 match, which is 33 plus years old. You can still go back and watch, but two best friends beating the crap out of each other after Shawn hasn't been in the ring for 4 years.
So
That's
I'm very curious what your number 1 is, if this is number 2. So this is my number 1. Like you said, I remember, like, I talked about this at length throughout the year. So, like, when Shawn Michaels came, this started when Shawn Michaels came back and joined the NWO. One of the biggest, like, mark-out moments of my life. Again, shout out to Ondeb, because Ondeb will record Raw for me. I remember I fell asleep and didn't watch it, but it was on record. So I watched it the next morning before school, and I saw Kevin Nash introduce Shawn Michaels as the news member of the NWO. Lost my mind. I still rewatch that video to this day and get goosebumps. And then NWO starts to disband, but before the disband,
I sold that 02 set of NWO Elites. Damn, I fucked up.
the Walmart ones,
All of them, which I think there's got to be something in there that wasn't
the
from that
Walmart
set.
3-pack.
No. Nash, Booker.
The
X-Pac.
individuals. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because that 3-pack, but when it first came out, that thing was hitting, and I sold a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I was actually waiting for. I thought it was going to hit clearance because
Yeah.
I felt like those were on the shelf in a minute.
No, like when they first dropped, I sold a few and made like $30 off each one.
Look at you back in the wild hunting.
Yeah, well, I delivered the mail there. I was like, let me check, and I was just like, huh. I checked eBay. Huh. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. So I told about that. But at the time, NWO was recruiting Triple H, and I don't know what was going to happen. But the week of Vengeance, and Vince says the NWO doesn't exist anymore. Shawn recruits. Shawn trying to recruit Hunter to Raw. Hunter goes to Raw. Shawn and Hunter reform DX for 10 minutes, and Triple H turns on him. Then we get the "it was you, Hunter" thing, and this was supposed to be a one-off, but this was the start of Shawn Michaels' second career, which was arguably better than the first one, because this was a fantastic match, still their best match. And like I said, this is just something that is real close to my heart and a masterpiece. And like you said, you could just turn it on and get the feels every time. So that's my number 1, Triple H and Shawn Michaels from Summerslam 2002.
This was my number 1. I love it. I heard a little slander on your list. I had to make a 1-2 switch. Talk about emotional feel. Watch it live when it happened. It's feel good wrestling. I go back, I rewatch. I rewatched recently. Somebody who I think is, somebody I know has been on like a Instagram, like spamming me with like wrestling content. And it's cool. He sent this match and he's like, yo, and I'm like, yo, I love this match. He's like, man, when I was a kid, I used to always go back and rewatch it. I'm going back to the Hardcore Championship. I'm going back to 2001. Rob Van Dam versus Jeff Hardy.
You are such
you literally, the match delivers. That crazy stage, that stage spot, that Van Daminator. Again, RVD so not being known to the masses, and he is part of the heel tandem of the Alliance, WCW and ECW. He's the only MF. Steve Austin, again, his association from 8+ years earlier, it's a little dramatic, 6+ years earlier with both companies is forgotten and not known to the masses. He doesn't count with the Alliance, whether he's part of it or not. Rob Van Dam is not known to this WWF audience this way, and they love him. Jeff is spreading his wings, not doing everything with his brother Matt. He's over like Rover. They both go out there to deliver. I love the hardcore style matches. I love the hardcore championship. This is feel good wrestling. It's guilty pleasure wrestling. I can watch it over and over and over. It's my favorite SummerSlam match of all time.
All right, and to think that was a match that was booked. Was it the SmackDown before or the? Cause I know Jeff did beat him on one of the the Raw or SmackDown before, and then it got turned into a ladder match for SummerSlam. So
Oh man, you know what? I'm referencing when I said the stage, I was referencing the invasion stage. But no, yeah, the match still delivered. I'm just yeah, hell of a match. They didn't have a bad match together, period.
no, that invasion match was excellent. And if somebody didn't know who RVD was, you definitely
Last two
got,
European champions of all time. You should pop for that.
if you
Bangor,
count
baby.
if you count RVD as the European champion because the belt wasn't even hanging. So if you count that. All right, so that's our top 10 list. And before we get out of here, we do have San Diego Comic-Con that will be previewing. Well, actually, yes, preview night's next Wednesday. So we will probably be here one of these nights, either Wednesday or Thursday next week. And before SDCC, we want to kind of give some things we probably want and maybe predictions. Since you are back in the game like 45.
I'm gonna go for three things. Off the Evolution hype, I need an Ultimate Trish. And Mr. Last Elite, I think there was a chase, bad head on it.
I
Pun
swapped
intended. Pun intended. But I think she's one of a few people. I think I still have the majority of all her figs. Love that. For number two, I'm looking forward to Ringside from the Vault series. I need some more Ringside exclusive re-retros. I think I need to go start flirting with all those Vault sets. Some of them I think are on eBay already going for the good money that the originals were, but I sold a lot of those, including obviously I don't think Sting because of the AEW deal, but I'd love to see the Macho Man Wolfpack be again re-release. I want to see the network spotlight, Shawn Michaels, like the honorable mention, that ladder match. I'd like to see that getting re-retro with a much better head.
It just came out.
No, the 95 SummerSlam?
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
I'm thinking 02.
Blue,
Yeah,
Blue
please,
Trunks, network
please.
spotlight one. Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to replace the red one, the Amazon exclusive one, but I would like to see it.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't even need to be an ultimate. Doesn't need to be an ultimate. I would and then what do I foresee coming? We haven't got the Braun Breaker ultimate yet. That's obviously bound to come.
Yeah, I need a good one because like the new one that's coming out, I love a screaming expression, but they didn't nail it on this one. And I was really disappointed. So I'm gonna wait to whatever next one comes out. Because I have his first one in the pink with the NXT title.
I know we got scrapped. There was a rumor of a 2-pack, two dudes with attitude. But again, going to that from the vault, they did a diesel with 2 straps. I need like a black and blue, like Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels with the IC and the tag belt to go with that.
So for me, when I'm looking at my shelves, like I think everything else looks. I think three of the shelves look good. The one that looks a little off to me is the Ruthless Aggression shelf. Well, like my Ruthless Aggression / like that weird time after that era. It's because like I think we're missing a lot of people that kind of defined the Ruthless Aggression era. Like I've been saying this for 10 years now. Please give me a Billy Kidman. I think he still work. Please give me a Billy Kidman. I've been crying out for this. I still don't know how we get it. This one too. It is criminal. We do not have a re-release of JBL in his from the earlier Elite with his tracksuit in the towel.
That
and
was
the
like
hat.
elite 16, 17,
Exactly.
18.
It is criminal.
We've
that-
literally done 100 series since.
It is criminal. We have not gotten another version of a re-release of that JBL, or even JBL in a suit. Well, not well. We got a modern JBL, I think, like a basic. But the fact we never got like a '04 JBL with the hat and suit is ridiculous to me. But but he's like a missing piece on the Ruthless Aggression shelf for me. And also, I know we're not going to get it, but on my Attitude Era shelf, I don't have much room, but I would make room for these. I would love some 2 cool action figures. Like I know that Sky Too Hottie goes for money, but we don't not have a Grandmaster Sexay, but I would want them in that iconic red, white, and black, the jackets. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will love that. But I know we're not going to get it because Scotty's in AEW. Also, updated Evolution Triple H. I will love that. Like,
That 3-pack didn't do it for you?
which one with 3? Oh, absolutely not. I need
I passed on that for $20.
Yeah, as you should have. So I would love an updated like Ultimate Triple H from that era, like primarily from WrestleMania 20. He had the white boots, that the black trunks with the white boots. I would love that because we have not gotten a in-ring gear Evolution Triple H in a long time. So I will love that. You talked about a new Trish. I would love a Trish as well because the one I have, I got a head swap on it. And so I would love a new Trish. Also, updated Team Angle Kurt Angle. We just got the Wrestling Machine Kurt Angle, but I do have the.
Did you get that?
I didn't get it. I didn't care. I didn't need it. I prefer the Team Angle one, and I think we'll actually get an updated version. That's with a new head scan. I would love to see that. Also, I would like a new Roxanne Perez because Roxanne Perez, she's been a mainstay, and I think she really needs one. And of course, I would love a JC Jane, but I don't think we're going to get a JC Jane in the elite line either. And things that I want to see that we know are coming, I do want to see the Umaga Ultimate that is coming. I believe a Target. Correct. Anybody in comments, correct me if I'm wrong.
Do you know off the top of the head if that comes with IC title or not?
I'm pulling up the thing right now. I do not think so. Because this is a glaring hole in the roof. Like this will fill a nice hole in my shelf because Umaga was a big part of the Ruthless Aggression era. So I am looking forward to that when it does come. And I'm also looking forward to the Dudley's Ultimate Pack. We pretty much have to assume that these are actually going to be done and shown off official images of these guys. These guys got to be coming.
Freaking beautiful.
Because granted, I would love like the mid 2000s, well, end of 2000 gear, like especially for Devon, like the shirt. Well, not actually both of them because they switched to like the black camo and the red camo at that time. Not too much of the
I'm
blue.
glad to see the blue being in a figure form though.
Yeah, it's cool.
Especially since we got, I know it's not modern, it's 10 years now, but we have that the modern elites of them in the red camo.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to these. And the other thing that I'm looking forward to the most is I want to see how this Tiffany looks with an actual action figure form and not the mock-up, because this, when I first saw this, I thought this was fantastic, and I hope it actually looks the way it looks in this picture from the official figure.
Yeah, that looks good. Especially, I mean, I always pop for it. It seems like you're almost gonna have to do. I feel like you almost have to do the ultimates for it now, but I like the you get the custom briefcase that Damien.
Yeah, so I do like that as well. So that's the main things I'm looking forward to. And like I said, they always want to throw a swerve and surprise you. So I'm looking forward to the surprises as well. And whenever we come back, we will cover it. But that's everything that I'm pretty much looking forward to as far as SDCC.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to it. Some reveals. Good to be excited about it again.
You got anything else for me?
That's it. Wrapped
All
up,
right.
wrapped out.
All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for listening. As always, thumbs up, turn your post notifications, and subscribe and leave a comment. And subscribe on all podcast platforms. Ringside Collectibles, code MMadness to save 10%. So for Act 2 Flyer, Eric Trembicky, I'm Ayla Aaron Lloyd, and we'll see you guys soon.
Got him now, put him down right now, hit him with the palm handle. Tuning up the band, y'all don't understand. Fist of Superman, it's a Summerslam. Here we go again. Fans marking man, I hate my balls. Shut the Vince McMahon, it ain't safe to land off the cell. Fans love it, ain't hard to tell. Talking madness, awesome. Well, what I'm cooking, man, y'all off the